vibes, bro. You should come to the show tonight.
Swallow your words.
Is this how you envisioned it?
This is the crib.
You should try to make yourself useful.
Probably the craziest movie I've seen this year. Let's talk about Lurker, which actually premiered at Sundance earlier this year. Heard a ton of great things at this movie once it premiered. The movie is directed by Alex Russell. It stars Archie Madakwe. You have Theodore Pellerin, Havana Rose Liu, Zach Fox, as well as Sunny Suljic. And this movie, I will tell you, is a trip of a movie. You are not prepared for this one at all. Mubi actually acquired this movie over there at Sundance, and I am telling you, you're going to be hearing a lot about this movie. You're going to see it everywhere on TikTok, clips, all of that. This is one of those movies that's primed to get the clip treatment. So this basically revolves around a guy played by Theodore Pellerin who becomes obsessed with a musician played by Archie Madakwe. And you see that eventually this obsession turns a little bit too weird and things get out of control really fast. First and foremost, this movie looks gorgeous. It is shot in a way that feels very candid, almost like a documentary that somebody's shooting, like an old school YouTube vlog. But at the same time, the lighting is impeccable in so many of these shots here. I think the performances here is where this movie shines a lot. Specifically, Theodore Pellerin is incredible here as the character of Matthew, who is this very obsessive young individual who will stop at nothing to reach the heights he wants to reach. You also have Archie Madakwe as Oliver, the musician, who seemingly doesn't know when to put up barriers, and that's going to be the downfall of it all. And the two of them play these characters so well. There is almost like a parasitic feel from the character of Matthew that is so cringy to see, just because you're like, oh man, don't tell me he's going there, and then he does. And you're seeing this character completely lose themselves in the whole grand scheme of wanting to be a part of Oliver's world. At the same time, Archie is so oblivious to this, and by the time he starts to realize what's going on, it is too late. And you see this character that is dealing with all of this, and you sort of start to be like, damn, that guy could have put a stop to this, but didn't. And I'm not going to go more in depth into what goes on in this movie because I think it's a movie that's best to be explored and to be sort of like, to go into this movie not knowing much, because I didn't know anything about this movie at all. I didn't even know about what this movie was going to revolve around or all of that. I just knew it was about somebody getting obsessed with somebody else. And this movie, according to Alex Russell, is how he sees the LA music scene. I'm just like, that is a nightmare for sure then. And Lurker is one of those movies that I think that many people are going to come out thinking like, this whole cast, we're going to go see them do a ton of great things in the future because everybody's great here. Even Havana Rose Liu, as well as Zach Fox and Sunny Suljic, who get a little bit less screen time than our two main characters, they still manage to shine in those scenes as well. So very excited for the future of this cast, which is great. I think the score here is also undeniably eerie and it fits the movie so well, but the music that is made by Archie Madakwe's character of Oliver, I think I'm gonna need an EP for that because it was so great as well. So overall, I thought that Lurker was a very interesting film. There's a ton of great shots here. It feels more of a movie that you shouldn't be watching the way it's shot. Like I said, it feels like a daily vlog sort of style here. It feels very much so in your face, very raw. And I think that the filmmaker here did an incredible job at making this psyche piece of the character of Matthew, who is just going on this descent, and you're watching it all unfold, and you're not wanting to see where it goes next because the moment that this character chooses to do something, you're just like, oh man, I can't believe he's going there. And he does. And I really do think this movie is going to get a ton more eyes on Theodore Pellerin. I think Archie Madakwe, as well, is such a great actor and has had his time to shine. I really loved him in Gran Turismo, so I think that this is a great additional piece to showcase the range that this guy has because it is just incredible. But Theodore Pellerin for me is somebody I really never had seen before. I think he's going to be in a new movie that's going to be at TIFF called Nino. So I'm very curious to see how he fleshes out as an actor because he plays this role of this very unstable individual so well, and it is just one of the downright best performances I've seen all year. So I'm very excited to see more of Theodore Pellerin, as well as everybody involved in this project, because I think it's such a great project. I do think that its final act is sort of a bit wobbly, and sort of the shots that we saw throughout the whole film up until that point are sort of lost and forgotten for some reason, and the movie just wraps itself up very quickly and not in a good way. And I think that that is its only downfall. It's setting up so many things, and then it reaches a very big climatic part and it just like fills out. Overall, though, I still think the rest of the movie was great, and I think that it really is one of those movies I think people are gonna see and be like, yeah, I remember when I watched that movie, and now look at all these guys doing these amazing things. So very, very excited for that. Check out Lurker if you can. It should be premiering in some theaters, but I think it's going to have a wider release come September 5th. So you have some time to check out where it's playing near you. Mubi's usually good with making sure that the film gets played out in as many theaters, unlike some other independent companies out there. So I think that we're going to be good if you're at least in somewhere around the US or wherever you're watching. It should be playing most markets, I feel. So keep an eye out for Lurker. Really recommend it, especially if you're a fan of psychological thrillers, movies like Single White Female, and all those type of like stalkerish movies. This one's for you. This one's the one you've been waiting for a new generation. Great talent here, all involved. I think that the music, the score, all of that is just great. And I'm telling you, I am promising you, if you don't watch Lurker, you're gonna see those clips come up online because people are gonna be clipping those and putting those everywhere. And I'll say it right now, I don't like that either when people do that, because I think it takes away from the film when you see like clips from the movie the next day on your FYP or all of that. Like, tell me why I saw Weapons the night I watched Weapons. Like, when I got home and I was online, immediately posted, yeah, I gotta stop with that, please. But anyways, as always, that's gonna do it for me. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, share. I watched the Texas Chainsaw Massacre re-release 4K from Dark Sky Films last night in theaters. Have a review for that. And I also am going to be talking about the Bone Temple as well, because we got some new news as well. So stay tuned for that. Hit that subscribe and notification bell. Follow us wherever you can. And we got a ton of videos coming your way. A ton of things are changing as well. So very excited to be bringing you along for all of that. But as always, that'll do it for me. Follow us on our websites, social medias, www.culturelixir.com. We're on TikTok. We're on Instagram, all those places. Make sure you're checking us out there as well. And make sure you follow us on YouTube as well. Sometimes people forget to subscribe, so I'm asking you, subscribe, please. We're on the road to 50,000 subscribers. As always, I'll see you next time. Stay safe, stay positive.
You took that from me, and I can't let that happen again.
What's the difference between love and obsession?
I know what you're doing.
Where is he?